Welcome back to the Nonlinear Recovery Life of Jessica. I'm Jessica. If you're new here, welcome. My channel is basically vlogs about life, teaching, mental health, especially mental health awareness. And I just kind of want to bring that awareness to the forefront because I feel like sharing and being open about the good and the bad of mental health is not what's done anymore, and I think that's something that should be fixed. And I personally think that we can all learn from the good and bad that life throws us. So that's what I do here. So I wanted to first come on here because I got some fun mail today, and I thought I would share it all with you. But before I do that, let's talk about how full capacity has went about everything. So for those of you that didn't know or didn't see my last video, I started out the year as a hybrid teacher, meaning that my kids were split into two groups. I had a J group and a T group. Basically, I had half my kids for 2 days of the week, so I had a Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday was remote for everyone, so even like teachers would work at the campus or at school to get things done and get planned for everything, because then Thursday, Friday was my other group of students. So it was a very interesting year, to say the least. Honestly, I think it was probably the most stressful year at that point, because it was so hard to bounce back and forth between having one group and then another group and teaching them only 2 days and having to kind of rush through the content and the curriculum. But we did that for basically the entire first semester. We went on Christmas break, and to kind of help, that light is not good, to kind of help counteract and balance the possible exposures to COVID, we took 2 weeks in January before we returned and made it remote. So we worked completely remote for those 2 weeks, and then we came back hybrid again. So with vaccines rolling out and everything going on politically in the world, I won't get into it, it's whatever, numbers have started dropping. So the good thing is our county stayed in the orange. So when our county was in the orange for 7 consecutive days, we would come back full capacity 5 days a week. This was great for us, or especially me as a teacher, because I'm able to slow down my content and be able to teach only one thing a day instead of trying to cram 2 days worth of material into 1 day and then end up in, process of that, cramming 4 days, a week's worth of material into 2 days. So honestly, that was very stressful. I just got home from our very first full week. Now, I actually didn't have a full week myself. About Sunday night into Monday morning, I ended up with a terrible, terrible sinus infection. I started having severe pain and pressure on this side of my face. And I started trying to fight it with Dayquil, liquid capsules. I started trying to fight it with Mucinex. And no matter what I did, I could not get it to basically loosen up enough for me to get it out. I wasn't coughing, which was very unusual with my seasonal allergies. I always cough, and I have a really bad smoker's cough. And those of you that know me know that I sound like I've been smoking for 30 years. But I could not, for the life of me, get this congestion out. And I had so much pressure built up in my head that was like, I'm going to die if I can't get this out. So it really just got worse and worse. I finally had to make a doctor's appointment. I ended up having to stay out Wednesday. So I technically haven't had a full week. But I am now on the mend, I hope. I had to do a virtual doctor visit, which that was a whole nother thing. But I did get some antibiotics. Pretty sure it was just a sinus infection. It just kind of worried me because of the symptoms were not what I was used to. I'm still having some pain in my face, especially because it was hurting in my teeth. That was my biggest thing. Still got some pain right here. Still got some pain above my eye and right behind my eye. But I've got antibiotics. I'm getting much better. The good thing was I never had any kind of COVID symptoms. I never had any loss of taste, smell, none of that. So there was never any possibility that I had COVID, I thought. But I took the day Wednesday just to be positive and make sure, and I didn't want to be sent for a COVID test or something. But nonetheless, I digress. So everything has worked really well this week. I am very, very surprised by my kids. I had 2 completely different groups of like personalities and everything. Like in both groups, I have some really, really strong personalities, but just the group as a whole, their dynamics were polar opposites. So basically, my fear was either they were going to come in and mesh really well together, which was great. That's what I wanted. Or my biggest fear, was they were going to come in and it was going to butt heads a lot. My kids meshed within the first day. My kids are on it. They are great. You know, you got your issues, like small little issues, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, my kids have meshed so well together. They are working together. They are caring for each other. And it's a beautiful thing to see that. And I'm so glad, because I was really afraid that I had not taught that enough this year. That kindness, that friendship, that family aspect. But the way I've seen them work together makes me realize I have done a very good job with that. So that makes me feel really good. And it makes me feel really positive about the rest of the year. Because despite the fact that our year has been crazy and it's been all over the place and, you know, it's just been a wild ride up to this point, it makes me very positive to see how I can end my year and be able to actually finish it in a way I want to and be able to enjoy it at the same time. So, with that being said, I got some mail today, some very exciting mail, and it's from my old college, so Appalachians, from my old alma mater college that I went to. So let me give you a little backstory. So I am still friends with a couple of my professors on Facebook because I like them to know how my life's going, and honestly, they were just so super helpful for me in college that being friends with them is not weird for me. I guess some people think it's weird. I don't. And they've also been really helpful, like, to go back to and ask questions because, like, sometimes I just need some advice from somebody who's been in the classroom, and sometimes it needs to be an outside source. So, to give you a little backstory on how this got to this point with this mail, the way my college worked as an education major was the last year, full year of your college career, you had block 1, block 2, and student teaching. So basically during those block semesters, each block was a semester long, you took courses that focused on the curriculum of different topics. So you would take a science course, and you would take math courses, and you would take reading foundations and English courses and social studies courses. And basically it talked about not just the curriculum, but it would teach you how to teach the curriculum, as well as activities that can be incorporated into that. You would write lesson plans and kind of teach your classmates and things like that. And basically you got really close with these people because that's who you were with. Like, you had the same people in each class in those block semesters. And you had the same professors, of course, all semester. So you end up getting really close, not only with your block people, but also with your professors, because they're there for you. That's what they're there for. And people that are there at that point, that's what they're going to do. You know, like, that's their end goal. And it's a very different dynamic from a typical college class. So, one of those courses I took in block 2 was a social studies course. And it was on, curriculum, activities, things like that. So there was a professor. His name is Dr. Gross. It is not Gross, O-S-S. It is O-C-E. So it's very fancy, Dr. Gross. And Dr. Gross, basically the first day he comes in, he gives us his spiel about, how he's been at app for so long and da-da-da. Everything that all professors do. And literally the next thing he does is he takes his expo marker and he writes on the board an Instagram handle. And it's The Real Celery Prophet. If you don't believe me, it's the truth. I swear it's the truth. You could go look it up. And he writes it on there, and he literally says, take your phone out right now, and I want you to follow me on Instagram. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, who is this guy? So he's like, I want you to add me on Facebook. I want you to follow me on Instagram. He's like, I'm the real celery prophet, not those fake ones. And, like, we're all just kind of sitting there. It's like day one. We're all nervous anyway. We don't really know each other, because we haven't been together enough. And I want to say that might have been my 8 a.m. class. So we're all just like, what? So we realized basically at that point that this professor was going to be definitely a different dynamic than we were used to. So anyway, so from that point, he would use his Instagram to post his like students as we do these different activities. And there was a running joke with him on something he would do called the gross face. And basically it's when he takes a picture, he always has the biggest like open mouth grin. And I'll put a picture right here of what gross face looks like. Because I did it with him on his birthday one year. Because we went out all together on his birthday. It's like a class, it was a big class trip. So, the other day on his Instagram, a couple weeks ago, I saw in one of his pictures, because I still follow him, of course, I saw one of his students was holding up a sticker. And the sticker was a picture of him. But it was just his head, and it was the gross face. And I literally commented and said, is that a sticker of the gross face? He said, it might be. So he sent me a message on Facebook, and he says, hey, JP, because he always called me JP. He's like, hey, JP. He said, what's your address? And I was like, shut up. Are you about to send me a gross face sticker? He said, maybe. He said, I gave them out as prizes for the map quiz that we did. Y'all, I have a gross face sticker. This is my professor. This is Dr. Gross right here. This is going on my water bottle that I use at school. Because you best believe this man's face is about to be all up on my water bottle. So that everybody in school can see who this guy is. I have a sticker. I have a gross face sticker. And y'all, my entire weekend and week is made right here. This guy. This guy. So, that is the story of the gross face. Now I have one permanently forever. It's going on my water bottle at school so that everybody in the entire world can always see a gross face. And he will always make me laugh. And he'll always be there to support me. So Dr. Gross, thank you so much. I appreciate my gross face sticker. I'm very excited to share it with other people. And thank you for your support and all that you did for us. And all that you did for me in still supporting me. So that's my story. I hope you all have a fabulous, wonderful week. It's Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Get some fresh air. Hopefully it's going to stay pretty this weekend. We can actually like go outside. And, well, I don't need to go outside with a sinus infection. But hopefully it'll go away. So I can enjoy at least some of the weather. But I hope you all are wonderful. Do something fun for yourself. And I will see you all later. Bye.